Hey guys, it's IP here. Oh my god, that's me. It's all vlogger style and shit. Oh my god, free cam. Okay, but today I wasn't planning on doing this video because I was trying to live stream and stuff like I normally do. Every fucking day I try to live stream, but Comcast. Today we're gonna try and show off, or we, by we I mean myself, I'm gonna sort of show you around the setup where I record my videos, and I keep realizing I'm looking at the fucking screen and not the camera. So yeah, and I'm gonna just sort of show it off a little bit. Pretty proud of it. It's you know, I didn't build it all at once. It's been many years in the making and constantly getting changed up. So instead, I'm going to show you what that looks like. We're going to walk through all that fun stuff. And yeah, because it's changed a lot since the last time I did a video on it. So hopefully this cam isn't too shaky. Because alright, so here what we have is a corner of things. You know, there's a fucking rag right there that I use to wipe dust off my computer components, and just realized the way the scene is lit, it's not gonna look very good. So let's just do that a little bit. There's a studio light thing that I don't use super frequently, but it sometimes is nice, and depending on how I have things set up, it can sometimes, you know, make my face a little bit brighter and whatnot, but whatever. So yeah, there's my laptop. I use this mostly for on-the-go, like editing and stuff like that. It also has an SD card slot, so I can just sort of stick it into the computer without having to hook up the camera via USB, which is nice because the fucking transferring through a micro USB cable takes about 1.5 years for any of this footage. So I like doing that versus trying to just plug it in with a USB cable. Then over, yeah, you got a Razer Death Adder mouse with that thing. It's nice. I might do a little video of that in the future where I talk about what that computer is good for, because it's actually, you know, it's a fantastic laptop, especially for the price that I got it at. But we'll leave that for another video. Then moving on over here, we got my audio setup, which is this little thing, this little mixer. I don't use very many. I only use one channel of it, but this is a I don't know how to pronounce that. It's whatever the fuck, Q1202 USB 4-channel mixer. So basically it allows you to adjust all the the gain, lows, mids, highs. It has some like filter effects too, but I never use those. But it's nice because it also has a compressor built in, so if you know you're yelling. Also, here's a fucking traffic ticket thing. Yeah, I fucking ran a red light. So if you like fucking yell into the microphone or whatever, then it won't like necessarily peak quite as badly. It still does, but that helps improve that. Yeah, then I got that running up through this sexy ass microphone stand, which is the Rode PSA 1 stand, which is easily the best microphone arm I have ever used. And believe me, I've used quite a few microphone arms, and by that I mean 3, and the other ones were all trash. This thing is definitely worth the $100. Yeah, honestly, if you're looking into getting into YouTube and you need a microphone arm, don't fucking cheap out on it, because I've bought well over $100 in other brands of stands or whatever, and they've all been complete garbage, and I should have just bought this one right off the bat. So there you go, you've been warned. So then on here we've got an Audio Technica AT2035. This camera angle's terrible, but whatever. But yeah, this, you know, little XLR microphone, hence why I have the soundboard. This is like a USB one, so it converts XLR analog audio and feeds it over into my computer, which I'll show you in a sec. But yeah, this microphone's fantastic. It's a bit pricey, and especially since you obviously have to buy some sort of audio interface with it, it can be a bit pricey for like people who are starting off. There is a USB variant of it, which I believe is called the AT2020, something along those lines. So if you're looking for something a bit cheaper, you can do that. So, you know, whatever. I like this because it's a lot more customizable and shit, but whatever. And then I've got a little windscreen on there. One thing to note, if you're buying this microphone and you need a windscreen, like, you could obviously just use a pop filter, which is what I was using, which is right here, but the windscreen sounds better than this thing. So if you're looking for like a pop filter, you have to get one that's a lot bigger than your average pop filter. So I mean, if you just go on Amazon and search AT2035 windscreen, then it'll pop right up. They're, you know, like 10 bucks ish. Unless you buy the one that's like 20 for no fucking reason, then it's, you know, kind of stupid and expensive. But yeah, awesome microphone arm. Doesn't have any problem supporting this weight. From what I've read, it also can support mics like the Blue Yeti, which is notoriously fucking heavy. I used to have one of those, and I can confirm that thing was ridiculous. So it'll support that, which is dope. It's also got these nice little Velcro thingies up there where you can, you know, fucking adjust it and like strap the thing to the stand. Really nice. I also have never seen an arm that has that feature, so definitely recommend that one. And then we get on over to where I work. So this, you've got a 27-inch 1080p monitor on the left, Logitech C920 webcam, then some vape juice. And on the right, a 27-inch 1440p monitor. I'll put exact descriptions and item numbers or whatever SKUs in the description. There'll be links to those, so if you're curious, you can go and look at those. Then we've got Black Widow Chroma. This is the first edition of the Chroma. I'm kind of wishing I'd gotten the second one, or I'd waited, but then again, how the fuck was I supposed to know they were going to come out with another one? But yeah, fantastic keyboard. Definitely overpriced, but I don't know. RGB's fucking cool, dude. You got Death Adder Chroma, because, you know, you need all the RGB. And these are, I believe they're Logitech Z123s or something like that. The speakers, they've got, you know, really nice sound. They sound fantastic. Obviously I can't really demo that in a video with a fucking shotgun mic. It's not going to tell you how they sound, but honestly, if you're looking for some decent speakers for a PC, then these ones are fantastic. They come with a little nice, like, I think it's like a 7 or an 8-inch sub. Can't really see it down there because it's like wonking out with the white balance, but whatever. Or not white balance, exposure, whatever the fuck. And these are Kingston HyperX fucking, I don't know what they call themselves. Again, link will be in the description for all of this stuff, but these are like the only headphones I've ever been able to find that I can wear for extended periods of time and I don't get a headache. So, you know, do with that what you will. Downside being that if these ear cups are not fully formed around your ears, like for someone who has glasses like myself, then you basically don't hear any bass. These ear pad things have to form completely around your ears in order for you to pick up any of the low end for the most part, so that's kind of disappointing, but whatever, at least they're comfortable. And then on to the pride and joy of my my fucking setup. This is what makes everything happen. Of course, the case I have completely disassembled because I like having like an open air kind of thing, and believe it or not, test benches are stupidly expensive. So this is like some old Thermaltake case. I bought it maybe 4 years ago that I have like completely disassembled, so I can just have that open air customizable sort of thing going on with it. And let's take a look at all the pretties. So here we've got underneath this NZXT cooler. This is a Kraken X52, I believe that's what it's called. An i7 6700K, overclocked to 4.5 gigahertz. That's as high as I was able to get it stable, which could very well be the fact that the motherboard is a little bit on the cheaper side. It's not a bad motherboard by any stretch, but it's, you know, not top of the line. That might be the next thing I'm replacing this system, just so I could maybe squeeze a little more power out of it, but we'll see about that. And we've got 16 gigs of DDR4 memory. That's only 2400 megahertz memory though. Nothing super special, but it's more than adequate for everything that I do. We got a glorious Gigabyte GTX 1070 8GB video card, also fantastic. Not entirely enough to 100% max out most games at 1440p. A lot of games will max themselves out at 1440p, but you know, it's kind of hit or miss. Like, some games are okay, some games aren't. You know, you just got to try it. At 1080p, it is definitely more than adequate to max out pretty much everything you can throw at it. So if that's what you're looking for, maxing out games at 1080p, this card is fantastic. And of course, you know, even at 1440p, I'm not even coming close to the VRAM limit, so that's nice. Maybe do an SLI setup or something later if I ever care enough to do so. And we got down here, this thing is a little bit ridiculous. This power supply, it's a 1300 watt power supply by Rosewell. It's like Rosewell Lightning 1300 or something. I think that's what they call it, but it's kind of stupid because I bought it ages ago thinking that I would need it for SLI and stuff, even though I didn't realize that SLI 760s at the time would not consume nearly 1300 watts. So now I've got a really big power supply. It was like 200 bucks at the time, and it's got, you know, LEDs and shit on it, which is cool, but whatever. And I definitely don't need it, and it's really hard to build that into any case smaller than a full tower. So believe me, I have tried. Although the one thing I will say that's nice about it is it has lots of SATA power cables, so in case you need it, you know, I've got almost all of these bays filled with drives at this point. I've got 3 SSDs and 3 hard drives. I mean, there's like, what, roughly 3 terabytes of hard drive space and about a terabyte of SSD storage and stuff like that. So it's not fucking a ton, but you know, this thing has enough power to plug in all of those things without running into any issues, which is fantastic. Oh yeah, and you can never forget the mouse pad that has LEDs on it, because you know, that's definitely something that needed to be invented. The case is completely open air, as you can see. That fucking, I still love how that liquid cooler does that like infinite mirror thing. It's kind of hard to see, but look at that shit. It's so dope. Yeah, and we're just gonna pretend that there's definitely no cables sticking out the back, you know, because that's fine. Yeah, and this is where the power buttons were. Well, they are. This is still a power button, but there's nothing on top of it. There's the actual case pieces. But yeah, so you got your 200mm fans on the front. These are actually pretty decent fans. They came with the case, but they run fairly quiet, which I am very pleased with. Alright, and then I know I mentioned briefly in the last, like, in my Ryzen video that I might make some sort of tech videos in the future, and by what I mean by that is not necessarily going out and buying high-end hardware and testing all that crap, because I can't afford to do that, but I'm more so interested in sort of going back to all of the other hardware that I have, which there's a lot. I'll show you here in a sec. But maybe perhaps like one of the projects I was thinking of was rebuilding my my first PC I ever had pretty much in its entirety, to see how that would run in today's scenarios, you know, do some benchmarks, see how it goes. You know, I've got pretty much all the pieces for it still, so see if they still work, and if they do, see how they hold up by today's standards. That would be an interesting project. My face is really fucking white because there's so much white light in this room right now. So here, take a quick look. So this closet, this is full of a lot of mysterious things. See if we can just fuck me sideways. There's something in the way of the door. Whatever, we'll just open this side. So you got, yeah, there's all 3 of these like levels that it has are just filled with computer hardware. So you got like motherboards, graphics cards, you know, RAM cases, headphones, fucking disk drives. There are 3 different liquid coolers in here too. But yeah, there's tons of, like, every case, every fucking piece, like wire, anything I could possibly ever need is all in there, which is awesome. And then, you know, there's power supplies, there's a monitor, there's keyboards, there's everything. They're not even shitty ones. Like, these are like Razer keyboards and like Sennheiser headphones, like just all this crap that I've bought over the years and just sort of stockpiled because I can't justify getting rid of it. I might build a friend's computer into this, because right now he's running a really shitty build with like a 4th gen i3 in it, or whatever. I shouldn't say it's shitty, it's actually pretty decent, but I might rebuild it in that case because he's using a really old Cooler Master case, so put it in something sleek, nice little Corsair thing in there. Might do that, maybe make a video on it, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so there's plenty of opportunity to make some cool shit into videos. So if you guys are curious, or you know, want to see any sort of tech related stuff in the future, let me know. Oh, that thing looks so sick, oh my god. But yeah, let me know by dropping a like on this video or leaving a comment down below. Perhaps if you want to see me do something, like if you're interested in maybe seeing me rebuild that first computer or whatever that I had, then I would love to do that and try and get to make that functional. But regardless, you know, that's where we're gonna wrap up this video. This video has already been way too long, let's be honest. So yeah, I just wanted to show off that. Look at that thing. Oh my god.